you can write it in the same one. It's fine, or you can keep a different one because this assignment is quite I mean kind of maybe large. So you can I mean there will be two special assignments. So this is one assignment, and the second assignment will be before mid semester exam too. So I think they will have for every 2 units you will have one mid exam. So you'll have two minor exams and two mid semester exams and one final semester exam. Okay, so I think you can keep different notebook for a special assignments. So you'll have two special assignments. So for two special assignments, you can keep a separate book. For weekly assignments, you can keep maybe different. It's all so up to your convenient. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
So
So yeah. So we were discussing about some corrosion control methods. So which are one type is metallic coating. So we were discussing about hard dipping. So there are two types of hard dipping. So one is galvanizing, another one is tinning. So we have discussed in the last class. So now we discuss about metal cladding. So it's also a very important method of production against corrosion because the metal cladding this is to I mean to protect the duralium or lightweight metals. Okay, so metal cladding. So what do you mean by metal cladding? So you see the diagram. So here, so in metal cladding, so on the middle, so there is a metal which you have to protect. So for example, duralium or duralumin. So duralumin, so is a sheet, which is a sandwich. So you have to make a sandwich of your base metal as well as the metal you have to coat on the base metal. For example, here, so you are coating aluminum on top of duralumin. So on the bottom one aluminum sheet and on top one aluminum sheet. So and in the middle there is a duralumin. So it's a sandwich structure. So this is a hot roller. Okay, so you have to maintain the temperature up to this is the temperature is depends upon the metals you use. So depends upon the metals you use up to maybe close to their maybe melting point or okay. So it should not be melted, but somewhere it is close to the melting point. So you have to you will hot press this sandwich structure. And so after hot pressing, they will melt on the edges. So this sandwich structure could not be removed. This is called metal cladding. Okay, so the surface of the base metal, so which is to be protected, is sandwiched between two thin layers of coat metal and pressed between rollers. So coating of a thin homogeneous layer of a coating metal on a base metal and strongly binds permanently either on one side or on both sides. And so there is a heat as well as there is a pressure between the rollers. So after finishing, so the edges will be welded so that you cannot, I mean, this you cannot remove the plates. So this method is used for coating aluminum, chromium, nickel, and duralumin, and this type of metals. So all corrosion resistant metals like nickel and copper, gold, silver, platinum, these alloys can be used as a cladding material. Okay, this is about metal clouding. So this is one type of production of base metal. So what are the applications? So it is widely used in aircraft industry and some automobile industries. And copper clad steel is used for in electrical steel. So copper is cladded to the steel, and so there is a copper clad steel. So it has electrical conductivity and high strength. Okay, so it's useful for fuel gauges and gasoline water tanks and etc. So aluminum is used to clad which can you can use in it. So another method of metallic coating is electroplating. So comes in our mind. So this is the electroplating. So you use some electrochemistry to coat metals on the base metal. So in this process, so you are coating metal. Uh, Metal is deposited on the base metal by passing direct current through an electrolytic solution. So for example, you can see the diagram here. Okay, so you have on the right hand side there is a kind of article like a cup. So this is the metallic cup article. So this works as a cathode, and this cathode has to be protected. So the metal should be coated on this article. So this is the uh, a wooden or concrete tank. So you place your article on this electrolyte solution. Okay, so this is connected to a battery. Okay, so the metals are transferred to transported to the article. So the and whatever the metal ions are transported to the article, and it will be deposited on the cathode. So the metal ions could be reduced and form as a metal film on top of the cathode. So the base metal is first subjected to acid. So there is a you have to pre-treat the surface of your article. So you have to pre-treat your article before coating. So you have to remove some maybe dust, some rust, or some oxide layers on top of it. So that your base metal is ready to be coated through electroplating. Okay, so there are two electrolytes are dipped into the electrolyte solution, so which contains the metal ions to be deposited on the base metal. So use some, so the metal, so use in the form of electrolytes, the metal electrolyte solution. So when a direct current is passed from an external source, the coating metal ions migrate towards cathode and get deposited over the surface of base metal, and it forms a thin layer. So the low temperature and medium current density and low metal ion concentration conditions are maintained for better electroplating. So you don't need higher temperatures, even high current density. So to do electroplating, so you can also use very low metal ion, so that you can have a very ultra thin metal film. So if you use more metal ions, high concentrated metal ions, so maybe you may not able to control the thickness. Okay, so this is the about electroplating. So what are the objectives of electroplating? So to increase the resistance to corrosion, chemical attack, and wear resistance so of the plated metal. So that is the primary objective, and to improve the physical appearance. So when you after electroplating, so your appearance should be different, and you can also have more hardness. So since you are coating different metal on on the surface of your base metal, so the hardness will be changes. So perhaps depends upon the metal you use, the hardness will be increased. And to increase the decorative and commercial values of the metals, and to increase the strength of non-metals like plastics, wood, and glass.
Sir,
So yes,
your
yes,
voice is breaking, sir.
breaking. I don't know.
It is not clear, sir.
Okay, I think I have you 100% volume.
Sir, etc. problem, sir. Mare.
Maybe some network issues. I don't know because I'm using maximum value. I don't know. So it's exactly like the exams in the yesterday evening. So some people could submit the forms without any difficulties. Some people spend like 2 hours to submit the form. Okay. So is it clear now?
No,
Or
sir.
still you have issues of? I know.
Still
I think
issues,
some
sir.
people may not have the issues. Some people might have issues. It depends upon the network quality.
No, sir.
So
Everyone
your
has the same issue.
no, is it?
Yes, sir.
So you
Sir.
could
Sir.
I mean voice is not
Yes,
clear.
sir.
సార్
Yeah,
మీరు
okay.
మాట్లాడుతుంటే క్లియర్ గానే వస్తుంది కానీ క్లాస్ చెప్పేటప్పుడే స్ట్రక్ అవుతుంది సార్.
అవునా?
ఇయర్ ఫోన్స్ ప్రాబ్లం.
హెడ్సెట్ ప్రాబ్లం
ఇయర్ఫోన్స్
అనుకుంటా
ప్రాబ్లమా?
సార్.
ఏంటిది?
హెడ్సెట్ ప్రాబ్లం అనుకుంటా సార్. అది నెట్వర్క్ చేంజ్ చేసిన అలానే
హెడ్సెట్
ఉంటుంది
ప్రాబ్లమా?
నెట్వర్క్ బాగానే
ఓకే ఓకే. సో మేబీ ఇయర్ ఫోన్ చేంజ్ చేయాలన్నమాట. సరే నేను నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ ఫోన్ చేంజ్ చేస్తాను. Or maybe wait maybe 1 minute. I will check it. Hello? Okay. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
No, sir.
Hello? Is it clear? Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Somewhat okay.
Okay, I think Because my laptop doesn't have voice input, because I have to plug in only one. I mean the earphones. So okay, maybe so I will try to get one. Okay, for the next class. So, so the objectives of electroplating is non-metals also like plastics, wood, and glass, etc. And to make a surface conductive by using lightweight non-metallic materials. Okay, so this is also under objective. So what are we can take one example of electroplating on the base metal. So how can you coat copper through electroplating? So you take copper on iron article. For example, if you want to coat copper on top of iron, what are the requirements? So you take copper sulfate as electrolytic bath solution, and pure copper you take it as anode, and your base iron metal article, so you take as a cathode. So you need a very moderate temperature, which is 20 to 40 degrees, and medium current density 20 to 30 milliampere. So when the direct current is passed, so through this electrolytic solution, the copper ions migrate towards cathode, so which is your base metal, and at the cathode, this copper ions reduced to copper metal and deposited on the base metal. Okay, so this is this one example of coating copper on iron article through electroplating. So next method is electroless plating. So what do you mean by electroless plating? Because in electroplating, so you have to pass through current through your electrolytic solution. I mean electrolytic bath. So but here in electroless plating, so you don't use the current. Okay. So in the previous case, so you have to use the current, but in this case, electroless plating, so you don't use the current. Okay, so that is the main difference. Because so here you use the solution, I mean metal from its salt solution on a catalytic active surface. So the surface should have catalytically active. So that means so you don't use electrical energy. So this is called electroless plating. So for example, so which is this is electroactive surface. So this is R is the reducing agent. So then the reducing agent reduces the electroactive surface, and this forms as a metal. So this metal is plated on the metal on the base metal. Okay, so the process is called chemical plating or auto catalytic plating. So the metallic ions are reduced to the metal with the help of reducing agent. So when the metal is formed, so catalytic surface. So that means the base metal catalytically active. So you need to, for this process, so you need to have some pre-treatment of your base metal, and you have to activate your surface. So activate the base metal surface by different organic salts or some acid bath or alkali. So you have to treat the metallic surface. The surface of the stainless steel so is activated by dipping in a hot solution of 50% dilute sulfuric acid. So mostly, I mean, most of the metals you clean them with diluted sulfuric acid. so that with nitrate sulfuric acid, so you get rid of a lot of the rust and dust, whatever on the surface, and so you activate the surface through, so that I mean activation of the surface in the sense that there must be some oxygen bonds, or I mean you create some active sites on the surface, so that when you coat the metal, so the metal film should be strongly bonded to the surface. So there will be, you increase the addition between your base metal and the metallic film. So you need to have a, you need to activate the surface of your base metal. Okay, for anything. So for example, so when you um, uh, when you puncture your tube, so you take a plastic, I mean the rubber tube, and wherever there is a hole, so you rub both the surfaces, you smoothen the surfaces, so that you increase the addition between two this rubber material. So in the same way here, so you activate the surface of any metal surfaces. So you uh, for that, so use acid treatment or alkaline treatment. So you can just put in the plasma for a minute, so the metals are cleaned with the plasma also. So that is even sulfur, because when you use plasma techniques, so you can get rid of this acid because acids are very dangerous. Okay, so plasma is a more advanced technique. So I mean right now we study, I mean as per our syllabus, so we take this sulfuric acid. So you treat the sulfuric acid, I mean you treat the metal surfaces with the sulfuric acid. So then you coat the material. So you coat the metal, so whichever with the zinc or whatever. Okay. So for example here, the surface of magnesium alloy is activated by thin coating of zinc or copper, so over magnesium alloy. So metals like aluminum, copper, iron, and alloys, I mean brass, can be directly nickel plated without activation. So maybe aluminum, copper, and some metals might be more resistant with to the moisture and oxygen. So maybe you can directly nickel. You can plate the with the nickel without activation. But mostly it's always better to have a pre-treatment. So even non-metallic articles also you can coat you can coat with this method. So what are the requirements for electrolysis plating? So you need to have a soluble electroactive in the form of metal chloride or sulfate. So you need to have a soluble electroactive metals. So in the form of metal chloride or sulfate, because if it is a metal chloride or sulfate means a metal salt. So if it is soluble in some electrolytic solvent, so you generate metallic ions. So when metals are in metallic ions are migrated to the cathode and get reduced with in the at the cathode and deposited on the cathode. And the reducing agents like formaldehyde hypophosphates you will require, and complexing agents like citrate and tartrate and different salts of succinate like sodium succinate. Okay, so this agents you need as a complexing agent, and succinates, glycinates, and fluorides. So you also need to improve the rate of plating. So the rate of the film metallic film deposition. You also need to have a buffer solution to maintain the uh, pH of the electrolytic bath. So you take the example of nickel plating through electrolysis. nickel plating. So it is an autocatalytic chemical technique. So used to deposit thin layer of nickel, phosphorus or nickel boron alloy on a solid workpiece, so such as metal or plastic. So you can also can coat nickel on top of plastic or a kind of any type of metals to for base metal protection. So this process relies on the presence of a reducing agent. So it involves the pre-treatment and the activation of the surface. So it's always important the activation. So because if it is active means so it's ready to be plated. So what are the combustion bath? So what it contains? So it contains the coating solution of nickel chloride. So in the combustion bath, and reducing agent, so which is sodium hypophosphate, and buffer, which is sodium acetate, and sodium succinate is the complexing agent. So the optimum pH for this nickel plating is 4.5, and the optimum temperature so 93 degrees centigrade, because so this is the optimum conditions to in order to get a proper nickel film. Okay, I mean some people, I mean some scientists might have done different at different conditions. So this is the optimized condition where you get better values. So these are the reactions for cathode and anodic reactions. And at the cathode, the nickel is at the anode, hyposodium, I mean the hypophosphate is oxidized, and at the cathode, nickel is reduced to nickel metal. Okay, what are the advantages of this electrolysis plating? So there is no requirement of your current or electrical energy, so you don't need it. As electroplating, you require electrical energy, but in electrolysis plating, you don't require electrical energy. So through this method, even intricate parts can be plated uniformly. So intricate parts means it could even regular shapes. For example, some bolts and nuts. So there are irregular because they're for example. So that means the surface is not uniform. But still with this process, so you coat uniformly on irregular surfaces. So there is a flexibility in plating, volume and thickness. So you can control the thickness of the film, so which you want to coat. So the process can plate recesses and blind holes with the stable thickness. And chemical replacement can be monitored automatically. Yes, matte, semi-bright, and bright finishes can be obtained. So there you can easily obtain a polishing of the articles of this electrolysis plating. Plating on articles made of insulators like plastics and semiconductors can be allowed. And electrolysis plated nickel objects has a better corrosion resistance. So deposits are free, hard, and wear resistance. This can achieve a fine and with without any cracks or pores. So you can get very uniform nickel film with electrolysis plating method. So nickel plated articles are more wear resistant, and the hardness could be better achieved. So hardness, there will be more enhancement in the hardness of the base metal. What are the applications? It is widely used in electronic appliances, and also used for domestic as well as automotive and jewelry and some top of perfume bottles. So you can use the coat with nickel. And polymers are also used in decorative and functional works. And plastic cabinets are used in digital as well as electronic instruments. So the nickel coated plastic cabinets are used in electronic articles. So this is all about electroless plating and electroplating and metal cladding and different protection methods of metals to protect against corrosion. So this is all about corrosion and controlling methods. Any questions? Any questions? Any comments?